Hey guys, sorry about that. So it looks, hopefully, fingers crossed, that my internet is better on my phone. If anybody is here, sorry. I am back, and hopefully you guys can find this video, and then let me know. I'm just checking right now. Hey Liz. Okay, good. Let me know if you can hear me. Let me know if you can see me. I had to rig up some weird system, hey Lynn, so that I could plug in my mic as well as plug in my phone to charge. So, hey Aileen. So let me know if you guys can hear me. Hey Melissa. Thank you for joining. Sorry about that last video. I'm glad I actually hopped on a little bit early just to test it to see if it was okay, because clearly it was not okay. Hey Marie. Oh, Liz says all good. So awesome. Hey Lisa. Thumbs up from you. So today I figured, since so many of us are not working right now because we can't, I figured, why waste this time? Like, I know that if I don't work for like a week, all good so far. Thank you, Wendy. I know for me, myself, if I have like a week off or 2 weeks off or something like that, and then when I get back to the studio and try and do volume on someone, I actually feel sorry for my first client after a vacation sometimes, because you get a little bit rusty, right? So I just don't want to happen. I don't want that to happen to us while we are off work right now. So I figured, since we're all self-isolating, why not self-isolate together and just do practice some fan making and just keep up your all of our techniques. So hey Annie. Hey Fendi. So today is the first one. Hey Joanna. Today is the first one. I plan to do like a series of these because there's so many different fanning techniques, and I know that everyone coming in is going to be on different levels. Some people may not have done volume before. This is not a replacement for taking an actual volume class, because there are a lot of things that you will learn in a volume course that I'm not going to tell you here. Not because I'm keeping it from you, but I don't actually teach any courses, so I don't have a curriculum. So this is in no way a replacement for taking an actual course, but if you've taken a course before, or if you just want to practice fan making, this will be a good way to kind of get your feet wet. But I do still highly recommend, if you have not taken a volume course, that you still do so. If you need help finding a volume course, I've taken a ton of them, so I can probably help you with that as well. Also, if you've already taken a volume course before and you feel like you just need some extra help, there's a lot of trainers out there that will coach you after the fact. But also, each course that you take has different strengths. So, for example, if you took one course and they only taught you one technique of fanning and that's not working for you, maybe you just need to try different techniques, and then you'll find one that works for you. Yes, because you love people. Yes, I do. I love people virtually. So, hey Brent. Hey, I don't know what time it is in Australia, but thanks for joining. It's 1:00 here in Vancouver in the afternoon, but let me know what time it is in Australia, because that would be interesting to know. Hey, Julia. Did you have a nice nap? Let me know if you guys have taken a volume course before. Obviously, no judgment. I just kind of want to know where everybody is at. Today, I plan on going through one of the techniques. Oh, it's 7 a.m. Oh, perfect. Today, I want to go through one of what I consider to be the easiest to learn techniques, in my opinion, which is, I have 3 products to help with that. Like, you can either use double-sided tape, or you can use a sticky dot, or you can use, there's reusable sticky dots that you can get now too. I have one of each of those things so that we can all practice together. I also will be practicing today with 0.07s, because I find that to be the easier to learn with than 0.03s or 0.05s. So it'll be sticky dot method or double-sided tape method with 0.07s, and I have I think 4 different tweezers that you guys can see. I hope you guys have all your products as well ready to go, because we're going to be doing this together. And if you guys have any questions along the way, just ask in the comment section. Hey, Fiona. And I'll try and get all the questions answered as well. I mean, I mentioned this isn't actually a curriculum for me to teach, so I just thought this would be a lot of fun, you know? And I hope you guys have fun too. So I do have my station set up over there, so I'm going to bring you guys over and we will get started. Hey, Mary. Okay, let's do this. Ooh, okay. I have all these cables running everywhere, so I have to make sure I don't knock anything over. Like, my office is kind of messy right now as I was setting this all up, so let's hope that this works without knocking anything over. Okay, I'm going to turn the thing around. Okay, hang on one sec. I just need to put my phone on the thing. Okay, can you guys see properly? I'm going to raise this up a little bit because I was originally planning to do this on my other device, but that wasn't working, and my phone is a little bit bigger. So I just want to make sure that you guys can see and it's nice and clear. So right now on a tile, this isn't how I normally work on my clients, but for practice sake, I have a tile right here. This is just like a regular tile from like Home Depot. We'll still be here, Brent. Thanks for joining us. I also have, this is the 3M poster. What is this? Like poster tape or something like that. They usually have, I couldn't find any dots. So this is actually just like an entire roll that's kind of a pain in the butt to work with, because you have to cut it every time instead of having dots. But that's all they had at the time. This is a reusable sticky dot that I got from Illumino Lashes last year at Hollywood Lash Conference. This isn't what I normally use because I actually don't know if they'll stay sticky after washing and disinfecting. So I actually haven't washed or disinfected this yet, but I wanted to try it out and see how I liked it. Down here, I don't know if you can see, but I have a strip of just regular double-sided Scotch permanent double-sided tape. This is what I normally use the most because I can use it for multiple things, not just for fan making. So that's what I've got here as well. I'm going to grab my lashes. So I hope you guys are doing this with me, and I'm just going to stick a few strips down here. So if you guys missed this live, I'm going to be posting the replay as well. And this will probably end up going on my YouTube channel as well. So just so it's easier for people to find when they need it later on. My YouTube channel is youtube.com/beautypromedia. If you want to... shameless self-promotion. Please feel free to subscribe to that channel if you haven't already. I'm going to be posting this there, so it'll be easier to find it later on. So right now I'm going to be using, this is Beautier's 0.07 in a D curl. And I usually use the longer lashes to practice with because I don't use 14s on any of my clients. So I'm not just going to waste them. Hey, Sandra. Hey, Tracy. Oh, thank you, Aileen. She says she loves my channel. I didn't pay her to say that. I'm not practicing with any adhesive today, but if you guys want to, you can. I just didn't plan to. So right now I'm using Dumont tweezers. Dumonts are one of my favorites for volume fanning. I just love the precision and how sharp they are at the tip, and they're just really well made, but they can be quite pricey, and I like when I can hand test them myself. I don't want to just order them online per se. So, okay, so here we go. So usually for the first few, I usually like to fan on strip, but if I'm doing it on double-sided tape, you don't have to fan on strip. You just grab a bunch. This is about 4. Let me know if you guys can see properly. And we'll just do it on double-sided tape first. So you transfer it to the double-sided tape, and then you just kind of pinch it until you get it to the way you like it. Whether you like narrow fans or wider fans, you just play with it until you get it how you like, and then pick it up, dip it in your adhesive, put it on your lash. Liz said, okay, gotta run, heading for, oh, have fun on your walk with your kids. Yeah, you can just come back and watch the replay. Thanks for coming, Liz. So that was with the double-sided tape. And like I said, if you messed up, or if your tweezers aren't so awesome sometimes, or if you like mess up your grip a little bit, you can always save it. You can save the fan by just putting it back on the strip and then fiddling with it again until you like it get it the way you like it, and then just take it off again. See, like this, when you have one lash like that, I don't have any adhesive to show you with, but sometimes you can still save that fan. When you dip it into the adhesive, just kind of nudge it over. I can't really show you properly right now, but just nudge it over, and then sometimes it'll rejoin its buddies, you know? You just have to be careful with your grip, because whether you let go of your grip or tighten your grip, that will change your fan. Does that make sense? So let's try that with another one. And because I'm using 0.07s, you kind of want to stick with like 3 or 4 to a fan. You wouldn't really want to put any more than that on a natural lash. And 4 is like on the healthiest lash, you know? If you're using 0.05s, you could put more. See, so the bases are a little bit open right now when I picked it up, and that's okay, because when you dip it in the adhesive, you just kind of lighten your grip a little bit and it'll like pull back together. Does that make sense? Are you guys practicing along with me? Let me know what method you're using, if you're using tape, if you're using sticky dot. I just chose sticky dot for today, or the double-sided tape for today, because I find that to be the easiest one to teach someone. Hey, Pam. Oh, you love your lash boxes. Thank you. I love putting them together. I really do. It's so much fun, and putting the videos together, so much fun. Let's see how this... Oh, I was like, why isn't this working? Fiona says 3M tape with me. Tape and dot are set up. Okay, so I was doing this with this 3M dot square, and I was like, why isn't this sticking? I don't understand why my fans are falling apart. It's because I haven't taken the film off yet. So step 1, make sure your tapes and dots are set up properly, because duh. Hey, Sherry. During lash withdrawal. Yes, that was one of my reasons for doing this too, because we're such social people. When we see our clients and things like that, it's nice to visit with people, right? And a lot of times, even when I go on vacation, I feel so weird after, like, oh, this is a 5D fan. Usually you can tell when you pick up what you've got, but sometimes I don't have my magnifiers on. That's probably why. I'm like, why can't I see? So this is a 5D fan. I did use the 3M square. Hey, Kylie. Hey, Roxy. How are you guys doing? And I guess if you guys really wanted to pre-make your own fans, you could. I'm not like a huge fan of pre-made fans or pro-made fans, but I also like to practice with the lashes that I actually like. So these are lashes that I actually use on my clients. I see posts of people saying, hey, what are some cheap lashes I can get just for practicing? And I personally don't like to practice with lashes that I'm not going to work with because it does affect your pickup technique. There are certain lashes or lash brands that work better with certain techniques than others. So, so some people might say that I'm wasting them, but I actually do. Oh, you guys can't see what I'm doing when I'm there. There we go. Hope I'm doing awesome. Thank you. Oh, Roxy, you're surviving. I hope you're doing better than surviving. I mean, I see your photos and you look like you're having a lot of fun. So you want your fan to be symmetrical? Oh, thank you. You know what? Sherry says, I love your nails. Why don't I like ProMade? Okay, I'm going to answer the nail question first just because they are color changing. So if you can see, the tips are a little bit darker pink because I have like a color changing gel polish on them. So my temperature affects what color they are. And when I'm cold, they turn like a darker pink. And when I'm warm, they turn like this lighter pink. They're actually supposed to be white, but I washed my hair today and my hair is red. And so it dyed the white a little bit pinkish. Yeah, I thought it was fun. So Nella asks, why don't I like ProMade? It's not that I don't like them. I don't prefer to use them myself because I can make them as I go. So there are a few reasons that I don't prefer them. And one of the reasons is because I like to customize each fan to my client's lash. So if they have a weaker lash and I'm doing a mostly 4D set on them, I'm not going to put 4D on that weaker lash or on that shorter lash. I might just put even one lash on them, on that one lash. And when you use ProMades, you have to make a certain amount ahead of time. And so if you don't have it ready, then you can't really customize it as you would be able to if you were making them right on the spot. Does that make sense? That's one of the reasons. Another one of the reasons is because then you're double adhering it. Like you're gluing it to get them to stay together. And then you're gluing it again to stick it to the lash. So yes, Candace, these are Dumonts. They're my favorites. Lisa, my screen keeps showing every shot twice. I don't know. I don't know what that means. Does that mean it's kind of like skipping or... It's not saying that my internet connection is bad. Mine too. Oh, that's so weird. I'm so sorry. I don't know why it's doing that. Is anyone else having that problem? Oh, Fiona says not mine, all good. Maybe try refreshing your page and see if that helps. There's a glitch in the video. I keep seeing a delay. There usually is a delay. Chandrina says it's perfect over here. Everything you're doing showing twice, but your speaking is okay. If my speaking is working, I think it's okay as long as you can. I'm going to log back on. Okay, if you're having a problem, try either refreshing your page or like logging out and logging back on and see if that works. Joanna's got to go. Okay, you're welcome. Come back and watch later if you want. It's only coming through once and proper. Okay, so it sounds like for some of you guys it's glitching and for some of you guys it isn't. So if you guys are just joining us, I saw Kimberly just hopped on. Oh, no sound now. What the heck, man? Can you guys all hear me? I hope you can because I have a mic set up and I had to like run downstairs and find my dongle for it. So hopefully everything is good. Lisa, give me a thumbs up when you can hear sound again. I got a thumbs up and a heart, but I don't know from who. So yes. Chandrina says yes. Okay. We'll just keep going. With the dot method, I can only pick up the tips. And how far into the dot do you put the base? 3/4. You know what? I don't really use the dot much, so I am just playing with it right now. I've seen people press it in, and then it just blooms, but that is not working for me right now. Oh, maybe because my lash tips are sticking. Like this. Haha. That could be why. But I would say like 2 millimeters. Okay, Lisa, you can hear me again. Good. Sandra says yes. Fiona says yes. So if you have that problem where the tips of your lashes are sticking, you can kind of just brush through them like this to separate them. Or you can use a spoolie, which I don't have with me right now, so I can't use a spoolie to show you. Julia is lagging again. I'm on loading screen, logging off. Okay, I will see you later, Julia. So back to ProMades. First of all, I don't prefer using them because I can make my own on the spot. So if I can do that quickly, then I would rather do that than kind of spend more time. Oh, I misinterpreted your question. Okay, Aileen, can you ask your question again? So I kind of like narrow fans, but it really depends on my client's lashes as well. If my client has a big gap, then I will do a wider fan to cover that gap. Okay, so while Aileen is asking her question again, I'm going to keep talking about ProMades because I don't want to forget what I'm saying and repeat myself over and over again. So customization is one of them. Dipping twice into the adhesive is another one because it's just adding more adhesive and weight to the lash. Also, it's unbillable time. So the time that you take in your evenings that you should be spending with your family or self-care or whatever that you're taking to make your ProMade fans is all time that you can't charge for. And I don't like that. I like to be paid more for my time. So that is another reason that I prefer to just make as I go. So if you can, then do it. But if you're just doing it right now, like we are, just practicing because we can't be working right now, then I mean, if that's what you prefer, go for it. I'm not gonna judge you. You can use whatever you want. I just personally don't prefer using ProMades or pre-mades, but that's a personal opinion. I don't know if you can really wrap them as well as you can when you make them on the spot because the bases are already adhered together. But those are really the main reasons, like billable time. I like to be paid for my time, and I don't like double dipping. So Aileen says, I'm trying to use the dot when I place down onto the dot. If I got in 2 millimeters, then pick it open with your tweezers at the tips or wiggle at the base. Okay. So you're asking if I use the tweezer tips or if I use lower down on the tweezers. Is that what you're asking, Aileen? I'm trying to use the dot when I place down onto the dot. If I got in 2 millimeters and then pick it open with your tweezers or wiggle at the base. Oh, okay. Oh, I think I know what you're asking. Okay. So I've seen other people just kind of push it in to the dot. And then when they let go, it just blooms. But I haven't really been able to consistently do that yet. So what I do, I don't wiggle it at the base. I pick it open just above where the dot is. Like that. I don't know if you can see. I'll do it again. Okay, so pick up your lashes and then push it into the dot. And then see, this is where the dot ends. I'm not actually picking it open at the base where it's stuck. I pick it open above where the dot is. But then I use the stickiness of the dot to keep it open. Like so. Did you see that? Was it clear? I hope that makes sense. Okay, let's see. Oh, wait. Hang on. Hey Denise, what are you using? You are using matte Dumonts. Is there a difference between the shiny finish? I've never had shiny Dumonts, so I'm not sure the answer to that. I would think not, as long as, yeah, I would think not, as long as the finish is still as smooth. Oh, billable time. Yes, billable time. I like to get paid for my time. Aileen, I pick millimeters, few millimeters from the base. No, how do you pick the fan apart? Yes, perfect. Okay, good. I answered your question. Awesome. If you guys have any other questions, let me know. I don't claim to know it all, but I've been doing volume for, oh gosh, I think 2013 was when I took my first class, but I've taken several classes since then and learned a lot of different techniques from a lot of different masters. So I don't claim to know everything, but I do practice a lot. And practice, makes progress. There's no such thing as perfect. We all have bad lashing days, and there are some days where every fan wants to fall apart and you just want to toss your tweezers out the window. So yeah, I quite like, actually all three of these methods are very similar. I'm finding as I'm switching from one to the other. The reusable sticky dot, I like the idea that it's reusable. However, I haven't tried washing and disinfecting it yet, but I will be trying that just to see if it stays as sticky as it is right now, because it's like brand new right now. The poster tape, like the 3M dots, they're really, really sticky and a little bit thicker. But to be honest, I like just using the strip of tape because I can use that tape for a lot of other things. So that's just my personal preference. But if you guys have another preference, please let me know in the comments, because I like to know what other people are doing, because I find it interesting. Unless you're one of those people that can just push it into the dot and then it blooms. But it seems that I'm not that girl, so... But I like using the double-sided tape method or the sticky dot method because there are different techniques where you have to be really fast and you have to just like grab the fan when it looks perfect. What about double-sided foam tape? Lisa, I have never tried double-sided foam tape, so I don't know. I would love to try it. I've never seen it. So is it white or is it clear? There are some techniques, like the wiggle technique, where you're just like wiggling it on strip and you just have to like grab it when it looks good. And some people are really, really good at doing that. Oh, Lisa, your sound is gone again. I'm so sorry. You might just have to refresh your thing. And then hit like I don't know. Are you on your phone or are you on your computer? Because I don't know what's happening. I'm so sorry, but the sound is coming in and out. Double-sided foam tape sounds interesting. I would love to try it. Yeah, so the people that do some sort of like a wiggle and they're like, okay, you just have to like feel the fan and when it's there, you just grab it, right? On the iPad, okay. I've seen Kyla Kid use foam tape in white and it's great, super inexpensive at the dollar store. Okay, I'll have to keep an eye out for it. And then I'll do a video comparing all of them one day. I can push it into the dot, but only successful maybe 6 out of 10 times. Oh, okay. Other times I have to use my tweezers. All right. Oh, Lisa, if you already have the foam tape, then yeah, absolutely try it. We're just practicing right now, right? So nobody's going to lose their lashes or not get as many lashes if it doesn't work for you and you have to switch. Yeah, I've seen people push it in to the dot and then it just, it kind of, a little bit. But the reason that I like using double-sided tape, hardware section, okay, double-sided tape or sticky dots is because I don't want to have to grab it. Like, you see it and then you grab it really quick. I like to make my fan and then go out for coffee and then come back and the fan is still there ready for me to pick it up. Like, I don't want to have to stress over, oh my God, there it is. Grab it right now, right now, right now. So I do prefer this type of method where the fan stays still. And then if I'm like, if I did a 4D fan and then I isolated and I was like, oh, that lash looks a little weak, maybe I'll just do a 2D on there. Then I can just like grab a 2D and I can leave that 4D there and I can just grab a 2D, put it on her lash. And then when I find another strong lash, I can put the 4D on there, you know? So that's my weird reason for wanting to use double-sided tape or a sticky dot instead of a wiggle technique. I can do wiggle technique sometimes. It is a lot faster than having to relocate your fan, because this method with double-sided tape or sticky dot, you have to relocate your lashes, right? You pick your lashes off your strip and then you relocate it either to another part of the strip or to another tape or to a sticky dot. That relocating the fan or the lashes takes time. And if you're trying to be quicker, I can understand why people prefer to do the wiggle technique. I'm gonna like work on this until I perfect this sticking it in the thing. But see, like, that fan's nice. I can just leave it there. I don't have to worry about like quickly grabbing it. Let's do this one. See, it just doesn't work for me. Or maybe like I'm sticking it in the dot wrong or something. Who knows? But that's why we're here, right? So that we can practice. Hey, Catherine. We're just, practicing some fans. So, oh yeah, so these are my Dumonts. Dumonts are my favorite, but because I review products, I really force myself to use different shapes of tweezers all the time, because I can't properly review a product if it's my technique that I can't use that product. It's not a fault of the product. That's the fault of my technique. So I do really force myself to work with all types of tweezers, even isolation tweezers. When I see something that says isolation tweezers, I always think to myself, challenge accepted. Let's try and do some volume with them and see how that works. Hey, Yuki. Hey, I haven't seen you in a while. I hope everything's okay. How's everything in New York? I heard it's pretty crazy right now. I hope you're staying safe. So these tweezers I got from Lash Boutique Pro. They are a boot type tweezer. Can I show a close-up of the fan in the tweezers so I can see how far up it is? Do you mean how far up I am holding the fan with my tweezers? I can absolutely do that. I don't know if that helps. That doesn't help. Is that good? A little tougher to pick up. Too sticky for you. Okay. So that's the foam tape. Grab it. Yes. Okay. Yeah. I usually like to grab about halfway, but it really depends on my tweezers and it depends on the length that I'm using as well. Because these are 14 millimeter lashes, it's easy to do it halfway and it's still fine. If I'm using tweezers that have a smaller sweet spot, then you might have to grab it further down. But I prefer around the midsection. I don't like to grab it too far down because I find that when I dip it in the adhesive, sometimes I get adhesive on my tweezers and I don't like that. Yeah, so sometimes when you pick it up, one little MF will just like self-isolate from its friends. And you don't need to just throw that fan away. Sometimes you can fix it with your adhesive, which I don't have right now, but you can just kind of loosen your grip a little bit while you're dipping. And obviously not like that, but you can loosen your grip a little bit when you're dipping, and sometimes it rejoins its friends. Okay, so let's see what other tweezers we've got here. Another common shape of oh, thank you so much. Oh, you're so welcome. Hey, Stephanie. So this is another common type of tweezer. It's got like the 45 millimeter angle with a little teeny sharp tip. Okay, so I got these ones from Mint Lashes. Like I said, it does matter. Everyone has a different preference of what tweezers they use, but that doesn't mean that they are the only ones that would work for you. It's just a preference. And each tweezer has its own personality and its own sweet spots. So sometimes if you haven't used a certain tweezer for a while, you have to kind of reacquaint yourself with that pair of tweezers and be like, okay, tweezers, where's your sweet spot? Some of them are wider than others, so some of them would be better for like a more narrow fan, whereas some are okay with narrow or wide fans. So when you're making your fans, you kind of want to make them so that each prong of your fan is equally spaced. For example, this is not a beautiful fan. Hey, Joy. This is not a beautiful fan because look at this guy, like trying to be cool by himself. Or maybe these three are like the mean girls that are like shunning this one. Like, why are you so obsessed with me? You know? But this is not a beautiful fan because it won't give a very symmetrical, even look when it's on your client. One of these in a whole set of like 150 lashes is not going to kill your set, but try to aim for better symmetry with the majority of your fans. And especially when you're just doing a salon set is not as big a deal, but if you're doing a competition set especially, you want to be careful and make sure that most of your fans are symmetrical. So if I'm doing a wider fan, then I grab lower down. Hey Joy, we're just doing some fan practicing, you know, killing some time. Since we've all got nothing but time right now. Okay, so this was the 45 degree little guy. I don't know what these are called from Mint Lashes, but they're nice. They're super cute. I do find that sometimes when there's tweezers with paint on them, sometimes my disinfectant after time gets rid of some of that coating, but it doesn't actually damage the tweezers, so I'm okay with that. Okay, so next we've got these mini boot tweezers. These are from Flawless Lashes by Loretta. And these kind of take the classic boot tweezers and these guys with the thin tips, and kind of, it's like if these two had a baby. That's what this is. It's like a boot tweezer, but not as bulky as a boot tweezer because it's a lot thinner in the tip here. But the angle is still 90 degrees. So if you like that kind of pickup where it's 90 degrees, not everyone does, but some people do. If you like that, then these might be the tweezers for you. Oh, that's just a 2D, 3D. Ah, hidden lashes. Right, so yeah, I'm like going in between the reusable dot, the 3M dot, and the regular double-sided tape, and they're all kind of the same to me. I don't really have a preference between the three of them. Let me know if you guys have a preference. I haven't used this one in a while. I don't prefer boot tweezers, but in terms of boot tweezers, I do like Loretta's because they are thinner, like not as bulky as a boot tweezer. So I like the way that boot tweezers pick up and the consistency and how strong they are, because sometimes at the end of the day when you're getting tired and you have like say a Dumont or something with thinner tips, sometimes it's easy to mess up your own fan because your grip it changes, right? When you get tired, your grip changes. So I'll be holding it and then I'll just like kind of twist a little bit and then it'll like ruin my whole fan, right? But I like about boot tweezers that they're more, I don't want to say more sturdy, but they just seem more solid so that if you have a change in your grip, it's not as devastating to your fan. Does that make sense? So like if you already have your fan and you're getting tired and you kind of like loosen your grip or change your grip a little bit, it's not as bad as if you have the tweezers with the smaller tips. I find. That's just my experience. You guys let me know how you're doing with your fan practice. Let me know what kind of tweezers you're using, because I always like to know what everyone's using. Also, what diameter lashes are you using for this practice? .05s, Aileen. Ah, is that what you use the most on your clients, .05s? Next, we have these inner corner tweezers from the Lash shop. There's two Lash shops. There's one in Canada owned by Fendi, and there's one in California owned by Stephanie Altieri. This is the one in California, and I love these inner corner tweezers. Like I love inner corner tweezers. Polaris by Frankie Widows. I'm addicted. .05s. Ah, I haven't tried them. Lisa says .07s and trying lots of different ones. So are you trying lots of different ones because you haven't found a brand that you like yet, Lisa? And the brand of lashes that you use might change depending on your pickup style, because I find that there are certain lashes that are really great for the wiggle technique. There are certain lash brands that are really great for, I mean, I guess any brand would be good for sticky dot. But not all are great for lashing on strip or fanning on strip. Trying different ones because I'm too new to it and I haven't found a good match yet. Oh, okay. You'll find a good match. J Brand boot. The entire boot is a sweet spot. Nice. And 0.06 Borboleta lashes. Ah, I haven't tried J brand either. The entire boot is a sweet spot. I love that. I do find that with boot tweezers that they are like flush all the way across usually. So there's usually no gaps. Joy says I prefer a boot with 0.07s and 0.085s. I love 0.085s. I really, really love them. Fanning on strip, only certain brands for sure. Yeah, fanning on strip, I really like Beauty. Some people think that the strip is too sticky, but I find it to be perfect for fanning on strip. But maybe I'm just used to it. Like that's one of my preferred brands for lashes. I have a few preferred brands, but that's one of the ones I use. I've got the Dumont you're using. Okay, so these ones. These are my favorite. It's creamy. Okay, I'm a little bit lost. What's creamy? Ooh, Aileen, what's creamy? Polaris is Dumont like. But every bit is a sweet. Oh, that's nice. Oh, 0.085s. So I have a video about that. 0.085 lashes are halfway in between 0.10 and a 0.07. So it's thicker than a 0.07 and thinner than a 0.10. And I would go maximum 3D with it. I wouldn't do a 4D with it. 4D, I would do 0.07s. Beauty, yes. Yes, Beauty is one of my favorite brands. And that's not just because Kay Kim's awesome. She is, but I just have been using this brand for a while. I also really like the Lash collection lashes. I've been using that brand for a little while as well. And I like consistency, you know? I like brands that are consistent and I always know what I'm going to get. 0.085s though, I don't think Beauty has them. The ones that I've tried are from the Lash shop in California. Okay, if I'll post the video link when this video goes up. It's on my YouTube channel, which is www.youtube.com/beautypromedia. So there is one on there. What was the title of that one? It was, I think that's the Inner Corner Lashes video. Lisa says I struggle with the Lash collection strip being too sticky. Oh. I'm just trying to think because have you used Beauty lashes before, Lisa? Too sticky. In what way? Like, do you find that when you pull it off the edges kind of come up? Because I've noticed that with the Lash collection before. But I just kind of adapted to it, the way I pick up. I'll watch them. I got time. Yeah, we've all got time now, girl. We've all got lots of time. That's why we're practicing together. So today we are just doing a sticky tape, double-sided tape, sticky dot method. But for the next video, which I don't know when that's going to be yet, maybe next week, maybe I'll do 2 a week, maybe I'll do 1 a week, I'm not sure. But for the next one, we can do lashing on strip or any of the other methods. Like, what do you guys want to see next time? I'm not like awesome at pinching, but I can do it. I don't prefer pinching method, but I know a lot of people that do and they really like it. When I try to remove them, but yes, only their prime lash. Oh, okay. Prime lash, clover lashes. Lisa, are you talking about Beauty? Are too sticky? When you try to remove them, yes, but only their prime. Their clover lashes, their prime impact lashes are their clover lashes for Beauty. I think I need to order some. Yes, you could try to order some different brands to practice. I don't want to plug my product, Lisa, I have a subscription box and I get different brands, and I'm not telling you that you need to subscribe to my subscription box, but if you want to try different brands but you don't really want to commit to minimum orders, it might be a good option for you just to try it. Like it comes out every 3 months and the next one comes out in June. But there's usually different, like we've had Beauty Eyelashes in there, we've had the Lash collection, we've had the Lash shop, we've had My Brand lashes in them, we've had several different lash brands and just other products. It's not always lash trays that are in them. There's also adhesive. Oh, we've had Eyelash Addict flats in there, which, oh my God, you guys. If you guys use flat lashes, you have to try Eyelash Addicts. They're really, really awesome. Beauty, I haven't tried their volume, only their crown lashes. Okay, I'll look into it. That's too far from now. Yeah, that is far from now. The next one in the subscription comes out in June, but you can just try like one box, or the first box that ships out, if it's in between boxes, like if someone were to try right now to subscribe to the box, the first box they get would be a compilation of past box products. So they wouldn't necessarily have to wait until June. You've tried so many classic brands. Yeah, there are classic lashes. Classic lashes are cool. I don't do a lot of classic anymore, but I know there are a lot of people that still do classic. Have I tried Y and YY lashes? No, I don't like the look every time I've seen them in photos. I wouldn't mind trying them, but when I do volume, I don't like a big stem either. So I haven't really wanted to try the Y or YY lashes, but if someone was gonna give me a tray and be like, hey, can you try this out? I'm not gonna say no, but I just don't know if I would buy it. Does that make sense? Am I on stay-in-home orders in BC? Wendy, we are on self-isolation, but I'm in touch with my health inspector, and she said that personal service establishments are not required to close. However, a lot of us have opted to close for the time being, just because, to flatten the curve, right? So we are not required, but it is frowned upon, I guess. It's frowned upon to keep working if you don't have to. There are people who are still working in different industries and in our industry as well. And I just, I try not to judge anyone. If someone still wants to work, they still want to work. Hopefully they are taking the proper precautions and screening their clients if they are still working. But I've seen in some of the groups now, people are getting jumped all over for working, and I get it. Like, I just feel like there's a lot of negativity right now, and I don't want to be a part of that. Does that make sense? Like, we do have orders not to go out if we don't have to. So, but I did go to the gardening store yesterday because I needed to pick up some soil. Lisa says, yes, Eyelash Addicts flat lashes are so soft. Oh my God, they're so soft. So, I mean, now that I've tried their flat lashes and seen how soft they are, I am not buying classic lashes anymore because I will be phasing out like regular 0.15s and bringing in Eyelash Addicts flat 0.15s, because if it looks the same but it's a lot lighter, then why wouldn't I just switch all my stock over, right? So that's my plan. I just don't have a lot of classic clients right now, so it's taking me a really long time to get through my stock. But that's my plan. Have you ever hand built a fan before? I remember when we didn't have multicolored lashes before, I used to take, and I wanted to have a fan that was mixed. Oh, I don't tend to get good intention with my flat is my only issue. I haven't had that issue. I've actually had better retention with flats from Eyelash Addict, mind you. Not all flats are the same. If you look at them through a microscope, which I actually have a picture. I will post it later. I have a video that I did on Eyelash Addict's flat lashes and how not all flat lashes are created equal. There are some that are circular like this. No, regular lashes are circular like this. But I've seen some flats like clover shape that are like this, where it's a clover shape, 4-leaf clover. And then there's some that, like Eyelash Addicts, where it's, how can I best do this? It's like this. It's like a bow tie shape, like this, right? So you take a circle and then you cut out, like you take a bite out of one end and then you take a cookie. You take a cookie and then you take a bite out of one end and then you take a bite out of the other end. And that's how Eyelash Addict's flats look like. They're just as wide as the circular 0.20s, but someone took a bite out of both sides. And I find that for me, I get better retention with it because you place the natural lash in one of the little nooks, either on the top or on the bottom, right? And you just get more surface area sticking to your natural lash. By the time I ordered Lash Addicts, I had switched all my clients over to the regular classic again and took down their length. Oh, okay. That's a good idea too, because sometimes it's the length that gets them. Also, I noticed that depending on the client, sometimes I have to scoop my adhesive with the flat lash. I only ordered them for one client, and the only ones I can get to work are the Bella flats on her. Oh, that's interesting. I wonder what the difference is then. I haven't tried the Bella flats, so I don't actually know what they look like under a microscope. But that's really interesting that those are the only ones that'll stay on her. Especially when everything else you're doing is exactly the same. Like your technique's not going to change. Your adhesive's the same. Your environment's the same. Oh yeah, I was doing inner corner tweezers. So yeah, Wendy, we are not on strict orders to stay in, but most people are, except my mom is still going out, even though I told her not to. There are some people that are still going out. I mean, they say if you're going hiking on a trail or something like that, as long as you're observing the self-isolation rules where you're like a meter away from each other, which is about, I don't know, what's a meter? 3 to 5 feet? Something like that. No clue why. She's the only one I keep on flat lashes, as classic doesn't work for her either. Okay, so Bella's flat lashes are the only lashes that work on this one client. Is that what you're saying? That is so weird. I mean, I could see if it was an adhesive issue where only one certain adhesive works for her, but it's weird that it's the lashes. Although I've had lashes before that took longer to set because there was a coating on the lashes. So it actually took longer for me to do a set because there was a coating on the lashes. So I stopped using those lashes. It's the only lashes I can get to stick. That is so strange. I would love to see them under a microscope, like just to see if there's anything different about them. I mean, there's those laser lashes that have the holes taken out. It's like Swiss cheese. An actual retention issue. That's interesting. But sometimes you just don't know, right? Sometimes weird things happen with our clients and we just can't explain it. I had one client around Christmas, her body was practically rejecting her lashes. She had already been wearing them for close to a year. And then just around Christmas time, her retention tanked. And it was just her, and I didn't change anything, and she swears she didn't change anything. Her diet was the same, her nutrition was the same, everything was the same, but her retention just tanked. And then we did a new set on her in January, and it was like the best retention she's ever had. And I didn't change anything. I used everything the same. So maybe her body was just like, no, let's take a break. In my case. When you're working with volume lashes and you create your beautiful fan, you want to make sure your bases are nice and thin. I'm not sure if I'm liking this reusable dot. Maybe it's because I'm like being too careful with it. I don't know. So you want to make sure your bases are nice and thin. There are some lashes, I can send you a strip. Oh, thank you, Lisa. I don't need a whole strip. You can just send me a couple, like maybe like a little tiny, even like half of like this, like just like a little chunk. I just want to look at it under a microscope. You want to make sure your bases are nice and thin, because there are some lash brands that when you pick them up, it still looks like a square. Like it's still a flat square like this, and pretend this is fanned out, but this is still a square. And we see that a lot, especially with like easy fan lashes, where with easy fan lashes, they have like an extra bit of sticky on the base, and that's why they're easy fan, because you can manipulate them, but the base still stays together. But what I've found with any easy fan lashes that I've tried is that after they're fanned, the base still stays very square like this, and you don't want that for your lashes. You want to make sure that your bases are nice and tapered and nice and thin, because otherwise, if they stay square and they're on your client's lashes, when they start to grow out a little bit, if you brush them, they'll ping off. Also, when their lashes move, like if you can picture, this is your lash. Picture this is your lash, and then you have like a big like T-bar. This is the base of the fan, right? So pretend this is the end. So every time your lash moves on your client's eyelid, it's going to jab her in the eyelid. And that's going to cause like itching or irritation on the eyelid, and you don't want that. So you never want your fan to have like a flat T-bar. You want it to be nice and pointy. Nice and pointy and thin. Okay. And I know today we're not practicing on placement or wrapping, but that can be but that can be covered in another episode of Practice with Me. So let me know in the comments how often you want to see this happening. Like, do you want this to be like a once a week thing and then we just all get together and practice lashing? Or do you want this to be like a twice a week thing? Or it's not going to be every day. I mean, it could be every day, I guess. You guys might get sick of me though. I'm pretty sure my family gets sick of me, seeing me every day, especially on self-isolation. So Wendy, in California, you guys are all shut down, I think? Is that right? How's it going there? Every other day, Aileen. We'll see. Why don't we start with once a week? Twice a week, Lisa says. Okay. Twice a week might be more doable. And I mean, I don't know how long this self-isolation thing is going to last. So we can just play it by ear too. I mean, I'm happy to get the socialization, you know? Socialization, is that a word? Socializing? We got nothing else to do. Yes, that is true. Aileen, I see that you closed up as well. In Toronto or Ontario, are you guys mandated to shut down, or is that a choice? Because right now for us, it's still a choice, but a lot of people have opted to shut down. There's a lot of fear right now. There's a lot of people who are scared, and whatever we can do to alleviate that for each other, I think would be amazing, because we're all scared, you know? But I don't really want us to start panicking, because, and I don't want us to turn on each other either. Like, I've seen people attack each other for like the stupidest reasons. No, well, you know what? I might think it's stupid, but everyone's coping mechanism is a little bit different. And some people, Toronto shut it down. Okay. I'm using adhesive and it's not curing fast. I'm using makeup sponges. What do you think I'm doing wrong? I'm using adhesive and it's not curing fast. Is your adhesive normally fast curing? Makeup sponges are hard to stick to. So Lisa, I will give you a tip. Oh, and everybody, but I'm more like practice tip. Okay, here's a practice pro tip. And I have a video about this on my YouTube channel as well. But most of us have empty clamshell cases, right? And if not, I saw somebody else post that you can do this on like a white cup or any surface that has a hole, right? So if you use a cup, you can do that as well. Take your hair from your head. Take a hair from your head and tape it on either side. So you make like a tightrope, okay? And it can be, like I said, it can be on a cup. It can be on one of these empty clamshell cases. It can be on anything you want that has like a gap. Tape it on both sides. Tape your real human hair on both sides. And then practice your fanning on that. Because even with the practice lashes that you can get, when you're trying to stick PBT to PBT, it takes forever and it's really discouraging. But if you can practice on real hair, then do that. I will post a link to the video that shows you how to make those in the comments when this is up and running. Do we have any other questions before we wrap it up? Because I think there's only so much practicing we can do before people are like, okay, dude, like, I got things to do. I mean, I don't have things to do, but it's been like an hour now, so let me know if you have more questions. Thank you, Emily. Great tips and info. Oh, you're so welcome. Going to watch your videos. It was so helpful. Looking forward to your next one. See you soon. See you soon, girl. Thank you for joining us. Let me know, you guys, if you have any other questions besides 2 million from me. I'm always happy to answer your questions, Lisa. Always happy to. If you guys are bored and you want to watch some content, you guys can head over to my YouTube channel, youtube.com/beautypromedia. I will post a link in the comments as well. Let's see what else. I can post information on all the tweezers I used as well. I'm not a brand ambassador for anyone. Thanks. Take care. Oh, thanks, Fiona. Yeah, take care. Stay safe. It's 5:15. Oh, you're going to cook. Oh, you can cook some dinner for me too, girl. Thanks for joining. And I will announce soon when the next one is. So it's either going to be like once a week or twice a week. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. But you guys can still comment and let me know. I'll read through all the comments and make sure everything's been answered. Also, yeah, what I was saying, I'm not a brand ambassador for any brand or company. So any product that I am actually recommending is something that I've liked. A link to 0.085 options. Okay, I will do that. So just so you know, I don't make anything from you guys buying any of these products. I just want you guys to know, like, I've tried so many different things, so why not tell people what I've found to be helpful. And that may or may not be true for you too. Something that I really, really work well with might not work that well with you, but it doesn't hurt to try. So if you guys have any other questions, let me know. Otherwise, I am going to log off of here, and then let me know if you're going to watch the replay. The replay will be up, but I'm also probably posting this on my YouTube channel as well, just so you guys, it'll be easier to search for it if you want to look for it later. Today we did double-sided tape, aka sticky dot. Next time, you know what, I'm just going to call it now. Next time we will do on the strip fanning. Next one will be on strip fanning, which is what I use most, like 95% of the time. So I just did it on my hair. It's good. Oh, good. Yay. See, it works so much better. The adhesive just grabs better to real human hair than it does to PBT fiber, on PBT fiber. So I'm glad you got like a good tip from this. Keep practicing. You guys can always DM me or message me, tag me in this group if you have more questions that you think of later, and I will do my best to answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you guys for being here with me and practicing with me, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye guys.